Yes, we're seeing a lot of fear in the markets at the moment. Bitcoin saw this major dump towards the downside and came all the way back down to the 62,377 US dollars, and a lot of people are turning bearish exactly here. And I'm going to tell you why this is not the right time to exit the market and even to get bearish exactly here. Because remember what I told you, your mindset must be absolutely clear. If we're seeing these major dumps in the market, this usually is a great opportunity to buy, and these are the low levels. So your mindset has to be clear, and we're going to look at all of these factors where I think that this is going to be the absolute bottom for Bitcoin, exactly within these levels. We're going to look at all of these cases. So if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, but most importantly guys, activate the bell so that you're always up to date. And we're going to start directly with today's video. But first of all guys, we're going to look at the stock market, because yes, the stock market saw a major dump towards the downside, and this is also why we saw this correlation to Bitcoin and this dump all the way back down. Because yes guys, this looks extremely bearish. We had this major all-time high, we formed a lower high for Bitcoin and even a lower high. So usually one would think this is going to be a bearish dump all the way back down. But yes, this is exactly what the market wants you to think exactly here. So yes, we're going to look at the first bullish case why we could expect this turnaround exactly within these levels, and we're going to go over to the weekly chart, because exactly from this level, exactly from the beginning of March, we saw that the price movement came all the way up here and formed a new all-time high, and a lot of bears opened a short position exactly here, and also here, and also here, and also here, because everybody who is bearish for Bitcoin is opening a short position exactly within these levels to short Bitcoin all the way back down to make maximum amount of profit. And yes, this worked, but all of these stop loss and all of this major liquidity sitting exactly at the levels above 70,000 and all the way to the previous all-time high. Guys, this is just extremely important for the market to get this liquidity. And yes, if a lot of people turn bearish exactly here, they open another position. So we can see that at the moment we are seeing a lot of liquidity building up. And yes, the markets make the most amount of money most of the time, and we're going to zoom out on the daily chart. So yes, we're going to go back on the daily chart. We're going to zoom out to the previous consolidation exactly here, where we saw that the price movement of Bitcoin saw this major pump and this major dump towards the downside. And this was also the moment everybody was extremely fearful, and we saw a lot of capitulation exactly within this level. And what did the market do with all these short positions? Yes, it liquidated all of these positions, and we saw a major pump towards the upside. So let's go a consolidation back. And yes, exactly within these levels, also from the beginning of March 2023, we saw this major long consolidation phase for Bitcoin, and we also formed this double top. And yes, a lot of short positions have been opened exactly within these levels, also exactly here where a lot of people turned bearish, and also all the way down here where a lot of people were calling for lower numbers and that Bitcoin could even dump all the way back down to the 20,000 US dollar level. And what did the market do? Yes, it liquidated all of the short positions exactly here. And yes guys, if you look at this major consolidation exactly within this zone, yes, it is very similar to the consolidation that we can see at the moment. We have this double top exactly within these levels, and here we can also see this double top for Bitcoin. And yes, here we saw the market dumped all the way back down, and a lot of retail investors in the overall crypto market were extremely bearish. And yes, the market turned around exactly here, and I think we're at the same scenario. Yes, we're seeing a lot of conflict, and yes, in politics and also in the Middle East, we can see a lot of tension. But guys, let's go over to the price of gold. And yes, we can see that gold formed a new all-time high exactly within these levels of $2,470. And yes, gold looks extremely bullish. And why? Yes, because it's a risk-on asset and a safe haven. If we're going to see major conflicts in the world, this usually is the time where we can see that the gold price is moving up, and the stock market is seeing a major dump towards the downside because of political tension. We are seeing the stock market crash, but as a safe haven, gold is seeing this major push towards the upside. So what is digital gold? Yes, Bitcoin. So ultimately, that's why I posted Bitcoin pump loading. The bottom is in. So if we go back on the daily chart for Bitcoin, yes, I do believe that this is going to be the maximum pain for Bitcoin and that we're going to see a turnaround exactly here to liquidate all of these short positions, because here's a lot of liquidity and the market loves liquidity. And yes, if the overall crypto market is bearish, this usually is the time where we're going to get these pivotal points and where we're going to see that the market is going to turn around to crush all of these bears, because at the end of the time, guys, yes, this is Bitcoin and Bitcoin is going to see this parabolic breakout, because ultimately, guys, we can see some bullish news. Starting Wednesday, 1.5 trillion Morgan Stanley's 15,000 financial advisors can promote to their clients the ETF of BlackRock and Fidelity. So yes, guys, a lot of money is going to flow into the ETFs from BlackRock, and we can also see that major corporations like Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy is buying more Bitcoin exactly at this dump. And yes, we're going to look at the next factor where we could turn extremely bullish, because if you're going to look at this chart, would you be bullish exactly here after this major pump towards the upside and the price is all the way back at the major support levels from these major consolidations? Because here we had previous support, and also support, which now turns into resistance. So would you be bullish exactly here after the strong pump? No, guys, but let me tell you something. This is the inverted chart of Solana. So yes, if you're going to turn bearish exactly here after the strong pump and at this major support levels, which are now resistance, you should turn extremely bullish after this dump towards the downside for Solana, all the way back down to the $150 level. Because yes, we can see previous resistance, 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 and also resistance exactly within these levels. And ultimately, guys, I do think a lot of people are going to turn extremely bearish all the way down here, and this is going to cause this major capitulation. But overall, guys, this gives me the signal that the market is going to come for all of this liquidity that is building up exactly here. And that is why I'm calling the bottom for Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to see a further dump towards the downside. Yes, we could expect maybe to come all the way back down to the lowest monthly close. But yes, we can see that this weekly candle is extremely bearish. And that is also giving a lot of people this bearish sentiment. But if we're going to zoom out one more time, yes, this also was a bearish candle, signalizing a trend reversal and the market, so a fast move and a pump towards the upside. And if we're going to go even further back, yes, this was extremely bearish, the spinning top and also the following candle. But overall, this was the maximum pain and the bottom, and we saw this major pump. And yes, I'm going to call the bottom exactly here. Don't call me on the exact price. Maybe we're going to see a wick towards the downside, but overall, guys, this is going to mark the overall bottom, and we could expect this overall turnaround for the overall crypto market. And if you invested exactly at the top, guys, hold on and use this major dumps in the market to accumulate even more, because eventually, guys, if you're going to sell after a major dump, like exactly for Solana, before we saw this major previous parabolic run, we saw this major dump all the way from the high. And if you would have bought exactly the top here and you would have sold after this massive correction, and yes, in a loss of 46%, you would have been extremely angry, because afterwards, if you would have sold exactly here, we would have had this major pump towards the upside all the way to a new high of round about 1100%. So yes, guys, we are exactly here. So use the opportunity and load up exactly within these levels, because we all know what is going to happen with all this bullish sentiment that we can see in the overall crypto market. We exactly know where we are. Yes, we had the halving exactly here, and now we're in this consolidation phase. And at the previous halving, we also had this consolidation phase. We had stage 1 of the bull market, stage 2, this parabolic run towards the upside after the Bitcoin halving, and even in the previous Bitcoin cycle, we had the halving, consolidation phase, and this parabolic run. So if you missed stage 1 of the bull market, this was the second best entry point that you would have got in this major parabolic run towards the upside. And yes, nothing has changed. we are in this consolidation phase before the next major parabolic run. So if you always want to stay up to date, make sure to join my free Telegram group where I always keep you up to date. But most importantly, if you want to trade all of these moves, go down in the video description below where you receive a major deposit bonus and also reduced fees if you use the links in the video description. But most importantly guys, hold on to your crypto because this is going to be the ultimate bottom before Bitcoin is going to start this parabolic run towards the upside. So use this golden opportunity because yes, history doesn't repeat but it rhymes, and in the previous bull run we always had this 38% corrections during the whole bull market. So this is absolutely normal. And yes, if Bitcoin dumps all the way from these levels all the way to a low of around about 10%, yes, the altcoins get destroyed. But most importantly guys, remember exactly these levels because you're going to sell exactly here before this parabolic breakout towards the upside, and this is also exactly here because we can see that we are exactly for Solana at previous resistance which will now act as support. So hold on to your crypto because during these dumps this usually is the golden opportunity and your last chance to enter the crypto market before stage 2 of the bull market. So be for crypto, smash up the like button and subscribe, and we see each other in the next video.